I first met this wonderful woman when she participated in one of my programs called Women for World Peace. And she was so extraordinary and so brave, and she looked just like a little girl when I met her. And she has written a book that she brought to me last week. And any woman, it is so well written, and it describes a walk of life for anyone who is trying to reach their goals. I won't say a goal, but goals in life for a woman, and some of the obstacles you face and how you have to keep pushing. It is so encouraging because I could have given her lots of points too as she wrote this because really, and I'm going to let her tell you more about it, but she talks in here about how when you feel so down and not quite sure how you're going to keep going, you go anyway. And when you're questioned because you're a female, you stand anyway. And when you meet those challenges, you're not quite sure whether you're going to make it that time, you stand anyway. Dr. Dayani, who you will see her on the scene of this nation, I'm sure, a lot more than just today. Dr. Dayani.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman. She has been very kind enough to endorse my book. And the reason I'm here today is my goal has been for the past 19 years, it's been 20 years in this beautiful homeland, which I call America. I've been very privileged to call myself as a very proud American woman because I come from a country and region where I know what freedom means, literally. How a woman can survive with freedom of speech, thoughts, actions, and how she can empower other women with no fear, with no threat. And this is something that I feel very, very privileged in this country. Because I've seen both the sides. And I keep on looking at those sides. And I wonder, I wish I could do more every year to have these women experience the taste, the true flavor of freedom, of what it means to be a woman, of what it means to be having that kind of potential to empower their families and to empower the nation at large and the communities. I'm sure we all, even living here for a very long time and being born here, we still have a certain value system in our family that has been given to us as traditions, that has been given to us as part of our cultural heritage by our parents. And how important it is to question those. When we live in the globalization of value systems, where we see things constantly in the media, what is valuable, what is popular, and what is significant in our lives. What is it that we want to draw from that? How do we want to handpick those cultural values and create our own culture map? At this time, it is not only true for immigrants, it is true for all of us. The book talks about 3 important factors. And one is, why do we submit what everybody is doing? Just because it makes us so comfortable going with the flow. But do we ever know that only the dead fish flow with the water in one direction? We don't want to be that. We want to question our norms and tradition, our practices. You would have not seen Dr. Kerry, Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. And she has a very lovely story. I cannot wait to hear from Congresswoman. Her Macy story. How she questioned cultural norms and traditions. And these are the people who changed the world. In this age and time, we hear a lot about diversity. It has still not been delivered the way it should have been. Martin Luther King stood up, Rosa Parks stood up, because they thought something was not right. But everybody was fine, sitting in the bus separately, going to the restroom separately, eating in the restaurant separately. They created a movement. They thought things were not right. At least we could do that in our families. We do not have to go what other neighbors are doing and pressure our children to get only A's. We do not have to dress up in certain ways because everybody else is doing. We do not have to watch certain shows because they are popular. We do not have to do those things. We do not have to go outside the home and work just because all our friends are working and keeping their children in daycare. We need to say, that's not right for me. I'm going to narrow down my needs rather than keep my child in the daycare. We can do that. We don't need 3 cars. We don't need 7,000 or 5,000 square footage house. We have given birth to the child. These are few things to ponder about. These are the things that are very popular. These are the things that are very easy to follow, and we fall in under the conformity cycle, in that big rut. And then we keep on doing because that's the way everybody is doing it. And then the book talks about how do you get out of it now? And what are the other things? How do women operate from the principle of deficiency, even in America, let alone the rest of the world, from the principle of efficiency? They are taught from a very young age they are lesser of a human being than the male counterparts. This is our gender equality movement. We haven't done much. It is very sad. We keep on working so hard on it, and we need male support. And there are many, many leaders in this room, including in this room, in Balch Springs community, that can do a phenomenal job of supporting women and bringing that agenda to the table, that how do we change the face of this earth so that cycle, that vicious cycle of domestic violence, that vicious cycle of women being abused day and night should stop for their daughters, for their sisters, and for their wives.